So I've been drawing a lot of female characters lately, and for most of my art journey, I've been drawing female characters for mostly in drawing from studies, for fan arts, for quick doodles, and sometimes for sending gifts to my close friends. Like the reason I like drawing female characters is because of their how I design their cute hair, their eyes, their face shapes and different proportions and the way that I design them and etc. But as an artist learning to be a character designer, one of the jobs that I'm gonna be assigned on is I have to draw multiple varieties of characters. And sometimes this character contains with different personalities, different genders, different species and characteristic and stuff. So that means I have to draw some male related characters. Though even though I haven't drawn them much in a while, how bad can it be? Actually, you know what? Maybe I need to study. So without a plan, I headed to Pinterest grabbing some random pictures of men and illustrations of men, trying to grasp the idea or the feel of, drawing men. And I have mixed results with the drawing I made. There were some sketches of doodles that look like men, and there were some that don't look like male characters, but instead like some odd looking men. Which is again, it's totally understandable that I wouldn't get it right in the day. But I'm just confused about why some of the pieces that I did. Some of the reference I gathered are very complicated and hard to understand due to the complexity of the illustration or the reference. So maybe I thought I should probably keep it simple at first. Then when I get the grasp of it, I'll continue on the progression of making it complex. With that in mind, I gathered two stylized characters, one from the show Invisible Omni-Man and the other character Clark Kent from my adventures with Superman. I tried drawing them both and I kinda don't feel like I learned something. What I did, I just copied and I just look at them, observe and just drew them out. So after trying all of that I can do, I decided to get a call from a friend who is very used and drew a lot of men. And introducing, here is Queso. He does male character related stuff and he's a good buddy of mine. Feel free to support him, though further warning, though he creates a lot of NSFW stuff, but he is a really cool guy. So feel free to check him out in the description. So while I was on the call, in a Discord call with him, he did some demonstration on the stream while deciphering what I was learning from him. What that is important is to use proportion when studying men, especially when I'm so used to drawing female proportion and an influence of the anime style, with those big eyes and cuter shapes. For example, from what I learned, you would make the eyes closer to the brow, the nose length, and the mouth between the chin. So those probably key points I could keep in mind to draw. So those in mind, I have an idea of what I'm going to study. What I should have done in my previous study is to have an intention, so I wouldn't waste my time going on blindly on studying. But I guess without me going through those suffering moments and figuring out, I would have been here right now. I guess that's what you call a canon event for you. I went on a different studying method for this one, grabbing some references on Pinterest, and instead of drawing them in detail, I tried drawing them with shapes instead, while keeping in mind the proportion and stuff that I learned from Queso. I traced the shapes of the reference, getting the gist out of it and the feel of it, and the output of it feels interesting. After getting the hang of it, I tried drawing two references without tracing over them, but keeping in mind of the things that I learned and from the previous study that I did, I would say I did well for these two. I managed to get the likeness of the person without tracing of it. After those attempts, I decided to make a quick fan art to apply it on something fun. I drew Carlos and Gill from Resident Evil 2 as a way to chill and end my day on my learning process. And without further ado, the next part is applying all the things that I learned. For this whole section, you'll be seeing a time-lapse video of me rendering and painting three male characters. First is Chamber and Yoru from Valorant, and the next one is Markiplier, one of my biggest inspiration. The drawing part was easy to do in as you can see so far, but later in the time lapse you gonna be seeing me realizing that the painting part is gonna be a struggle. You're going to see me struggling on making the chamber look like masculine because for some reason somehow something about it isn't right, but I made it right by bringing up the Azar head made by William Nguyen in ArtStation, which I'll leave it in the description below, which turns out well after a few adjustments. So the whole study was worth it. One of the things that I realized that I kind of missing out is how to enjoy what I'm doing and painting men like the same way I enjoyed painting girls as well. And also like realizing that proportion is also important. Getting help from your friends is also important if they are very know of what they are doing. And the next thing is just keeping it simple at first and getting like complicated at the end. So the whole process of this is very worth it, and I highly recommend it. If you guys haven't stepped out of your comfort zone yet, this could be a good idea trying to test things new. So I'll be keeping in mind for more men for some random studies, and who knows what else I'm gonna study next.